Hi YouTube, welcome on in. Hey, it is literally a day after, and we're getting started with Dungeon Meshi episodes, whatever to whatever. Super excited to be here. Hey, if I still get things wrong, just know it's because I remember some things from episode 1, but not everything from episode 1. So I still need you guys to go ahead and help fill me in, okay? That would be absolutely wonderful if you guys could. It would mean the absolute world to me, especially as we start to go ahead and dissect a lot of the world, the environment, so on and so forth. With that being said, I'm not gonna keep you guys too long. Let's fucking jump right into it, shall we? Let's jump right into it. Y'all were fucking trying to gaslight me on this dog down here. Y'all were trying so hard to fucking gaslight me on this dog down here in the OP, bro. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. I was over here pointing out, oh yeah, the dog in the OP, and you guys were just like, just don't look into it. It's just an OP, guys. Of course. Fuck you guys. Is there only one OP and one ending, guys? Or is there going to be multiple OPs and endings? 2 OPs. Oh, shit. Beautiful shit, man. Beautiful shit. Fallen Guardian, thanks so much for the sub. I appreciate it. You go. Hell yeah, let's go.
かつて映画を誇った城内はカビと埃にまみれ、見る影もない。どこからともなく聞こえる足音は冒険者のものか、あるいは死してなおさまようかつての住人か。あれは
Okay, I was so scared. I was legitimately fucking scared by just hearing the opening. I'm like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Are there gonna be fucking ghosts in this fucking show too? And then it's like, oh, it's a skeleton. I was like, oh fuck, okay, thank God. I thought we were about to reach horror level shit. I was over here fucking sweating already because it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, the resin, like, you know. I'm over here just fucking sweating a bullet. I'm like, is there gonna be ghosts in here? Loud's got good here. Ayo, who's playing the lute in the background? Thanks so much for the follow, guys. We appreciate it. That's some really good hearing.
左を行こう。右をゴーレムが警戒しているようだ。
ゴーレム、泥と土、石で人間を模した魔法生物。
Stop.
主人の命令を忠実に守る人形として。
Welcome on in, welcome on in, Zenetism.
待て。
言っとくけど、ゴーレムは 99%。
She's having the exact same thought process I had. I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna eat a golem? Like, now every monster that we encounter, I hope you know, it's running through my fucking mind. How are they going to go ahead and eat this monster that is presented? Hello, Red Betting. Appreciate you coming on by. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're practicing that self-care.
食べられないからね。正真正銘魔法生物。作り方も知ってるんだから。
教えてくれ。
ダメ。
作り方知って何に使うつもりだよ。
わしが用があるのはあいつらの体だ。ついてこい。
They found the way to eat walking true.
拠点としているキャンプ場だ。
Oh. Oh. Oh my god. So he's used to living down here. For him, he has his home base here. In comes in. I guess I'm about to be very real with you guys. Why is Senshi alone? A genuine question. Usually people, and by people I mean most creatures, like to go ahead and, you know, find a mate, find someone to travel with, find companions, find whatever. But why is Senshi alone? He hasn't brought it up, right? But you would assume that, like, in the travels that you would hear him bring up, like, oh yeah, you know what? I've joined various troops. I've done this. I've done that. He doesn't like talking about himself. Nobody can handle that much, man. He's going crazy enough to live in the dungeon. Maybe he's a lone wolf type of guy. Well, depends. How long has Senshi been in this dungeon, guys? Question for you. Because in comes in my question of maybe the environment sort of giving like the power dynamics away from people depending on the amount of time spent there. 10 years according to him. Imagine this, coughme. You come you come with me. Not just you come. You come and live with me in a dungeon, right? We spend 10 years in this dungeon. When we come out, is society going to be the same? Do you think that we'd be able to fit in society as soon as we're able to come back out? That is my question for you, my friend. And that is what I'm looking at Senshi here, and I'm like, if it was 10 years, if it was 10 years that he's been in this dungeon, if he's been in this dungeon alone, I could even imagine the amount of anxiety, the amount of like everything just fucking skyrocketing from it.
ここで暮らしているのか？
寝泊まりはほとんどしない。基本的に2階か4階で狩りをし、月に一度は町で調味料だの不足するものを買い込む。
Once a month.
お前たちと会ったのもその帰りがけだった。
Oh.
3階には食える魔物が少ない。大半は腐っているか、骨しか残っていないかだ。しかし、ゴーレム、あの素晴らしい生き物はどうだ。彼らの体はたっぷりとした栄養に富み、いつも適度な温度と湿度を保っている。
Oh, so you can use your body for like planning shit, farming, yeah? Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, it is such a smart way to go ahead and carry with you like a live biome, right? An ecological biome to go ahead and have with it. That's Senshi's fucking 5-head, bro. People, like, for some reason, somebody sent me a message saying that, like, Senshi was, like, not good. He's not a great character to look up to. And I'm like, no, Senshi's a really, really fucking, like, interesting character. At least, we have Chad Chuck here. We have Lyos, who they all seem really, really interested. I have a streamer friend who reminds me a lot of Lyos. Well, I wonder if she'll pop in today. You know, and Marcel, I feel like all of them have like their strong points, right? That they can add to this. And I sort of wonder, like, if they were in each other's shoes, how would they act differently, or how would they contribute to the team dynamics? Like, let's say that all of a sudden Evil Ed would be like, let me sprinkle some magic, right? And I were to come on in here and make like all of a sudden Laos fucking Chad Chuck. Now to make Chad Chuck fucking Senshi. And then Senshi, you know, just going all around for them to like literally be able to go ahead and experience it. Do you think that these characters would be able to adapt in another person's body and be able to walk in their person's shoes? It's the same way as empathizing, right? And I know I brought this question up earlier, but how would that work in that regard? Like, do you think that they would be able to understand their maximum potential and their minimum potential as well? Because we're looking at a power dynamical system, right? Otherwise known as like when groups come together, you just try to go ahead and play towards each other's strengths. How would that work in this environment? Fantasy Dungeon Crawler will know. Science Channel plus Food Channel. Dude, so good. So good.
要するにゴーレムを畑代わりにしてんのか
魔術の研究者もなくね。
なぜだ。わしは魔術は好かんが、あれは賞賛に値する。すべての畑はああなるべきだ。
Farmer Senshi.
害虫がつきにくく、
Right.
野菜泥棒も追い払う。
それ野菜目当てじゃないだろう。
なんと 水分管理もしてくれる。種や苗を植えればあとは勝手に育ててくれるのだ。まあとはいえ細かな手入れは欠かせない。ここに拠点があるのはそうしたわけだ。
Hey, yo! Hey, yo, wait a fucking minute!
いらん。
Senshi, what the f- Senshi going in there with everyday just fucking like gardening items and taking out fucking golems, bro. Everyone else would fucking need a team or some shit to try and face these things. And Senshi's just like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on you and just be able to go and take you out through this. God damn, brother. And he has him in a room, like he fucking trapped him in there. Oh. Damn, Senshi.
手慣れてんな。
Damn.
なんでゴーレムのコアがどこにあるかわかるんだろう。
まさか。
終わったぞ。ゴ
Damn
ールから野菜を収穫してくれ。
なんか茂ってるとは思ってたが、これ全部野菜？ゴーレムからしたら規制されてるようなもんじゃないのか？
むしろ植物が根を張ることで土が強固になるのだから共生関係にあると言っていい。
本当かよ。
しかし雑草は抜いておいてくれ。
So did okay, if I'm reading this straight, did Senshi essentially make a farming room where he just put a bunch of golems in there because he knew that they would go ahead and keep themselves moisturized and whatnot, and he just plants a bunch of like fruits and vegetables on their backs, right? And when it's time to go ahead and harvest, he comes in here, beats them up, does the whole process over again, and gets this shit go. I fucking love Senshi. If Senshi is this 5-head, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Are they gonna carry all that?
豊作豊作。久しぶりに普通の野菜。
Minecraft grinds it.
雑草はこちらへ持ってきてくれ。この辺りに積んでおけば枯れる。枯れたものはゴーレムの体に戻せば分解される。そしてこれは別の場所で作った肥料をさらにゴーレムに混ぜ込む。
やっぱり
ゴーレムのコアの位置が分かってたのって自分で埋め込んだからでしょ。あきれた。許可のない魔法生物の起動は犯罪だよ。
わしはただ土を掘り返して元に戻しているだけ。
He's not doing much.
大魔法生物か。
But this is a perfect semblance of everything. Like Marcel seems to okay, and I kind of wonder this. Hold on. Now I have this whole fucking ideology. We're gonna put Marcel here, right? We're gonna do a little aspect of self, right? So we have Marcel, right? In their ecological theorem, we could even go one further, right? Doesn't need be. Marcel and quite literally Senshi. And in this regard, right, where do they overlap, right? Because Marcel, we see someone that like keeps bringing up this aspect of like, oh, you know what, like they have, what do we call it? I love this drawing. It's not the booba board. It's brought for Better's ecological theories. Guys. Whoa, hey. Okay, Senshi, right? We know that he's been here for 10 years. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess I need to get a new eraser. Okay. He's been here for 10 years, right? He has this base, golems, good food. We know that food is one thing that they're sharing together. Ethics. So brings in my question. I guess ethics, what, magic? Food in the middle. My question is, how bad can we get Marcel to go? And this whole aspect of things that she keeps bringing up, right? The magical book, this is the way it's done. This is the way that we do certain things. This is the blah, 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 right? And we keep interlapping, right? Because it's the questionable moments between her and Senshi, right? Quite like where she brings up and questions certain aspects of like Laos or Chadchucks or little things, right? That we're consistently seeing through this. And it's this whole aspects of the ethics, right? Surrounding certain things. So it makes me wonder, how bad can we get Marcel to go? And even past that, what would it take for her to break her own ethical conducts that she's so trying to go ahead and talk about or reinforce from time to time, or even hold herself at a higher standard, morally speaking, right? What would it take for her to get there? And even past that, right? Would it take, for example, what type of magic does she know? If we're going to go into that regard, right? And that's a genuine question because I don't fucking know. What type of magic does she know, chap? Is it just like healing magic, offensive magic, defensive magic? Is it white magic, holy magic? Like, what type of magic does she know? And that's the main regard. Whenever we're talking about ethics and whenever we're talking about the overlap between characters, because we can go ahead and fill this all up with stuff that Senshi does, stuff that she does, stuff that Laos does, stuff that Chadchuck does, and find the interlap between it. But where does that come from, right? And what is the key center moment between it all, right? Maybe there's a solid reason for such rules. Sure, but in comes in the question, would she be willing to break such rules and for what reason? And that is the key question. Would she be willing to break such rules, Mickey, and for what reason? And that's where my mind goes into. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Anyway, let's keep going. Is so attached to these rules because oftentimes people do, and people attach themselves to rules because without rules they're bound to do extremely unethical shit. Like we have societal rules, we have whatnot that keeps us in line, so that way we don't go outside of that line and start becoming deviants, right? Because imagine this, right? Eating monsters is considered normal or abnormal? It's probably considered abnormal, right? And it's probably considered a deviant behavior towards like anyone or anything outside. So outside looking in, right? How do you think that they would see Laos and this team eating monsters? They would probably view them as like, what the fuck moments, right? I'm just really, really fucking curious though, how far this is gonna go. How far is the deviancy gonna start to go? Because the corruption tag in this anime started in the first episode. Literally, this might be a corruption anime, if you think about it. Where people are slowly being corrupted. I know, because it's starting to go ahead and fall outside of what the norm is. And all of a sudden, this turned into a very dirty show. But no, if you think about it, it's just breaking societal expectations and norms. That doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that we're breaking the standard set rule. Anyway.
土をよく混ぜ、畝を作り、同じものを植えると連作障害を起こすから、種をまくゴーレムはずらす。
Makes sense.
疲れた。魔物と戦うより体力を使った気がする。
お前たちが手伝ってくれたおかげでずっと早かった。
水を飲んだらトイレに行きたくなった。
では、あのエルフの娘が犬間に散らばった土をできるだけ集めて。太郎、次郎、三郎。
それを埋めればすぐ復活するのか?
He even gave them names, and it kind of makes me wonder what these names mean. Imagine this, man. Imagine Senshi was a father and had like 3 kids, right? And he just named the golems after them because he lost the kids. Or maybe he's been here for a while and he had like a group of traveling companions and those were the names of his traveling companions. And he doesn't want to feel like he lost them, so he names them like that. Oh, bro, I'm over here just imagining the darkest shit possible, man. He must have been lonely. Absolutely. But that's sort of where it comes from, right? Is like in the circle of things, you start naming aspects of self, right? Or aspects of understanding through that. And that's a huge thing. It makes me wonder, though, how traumatized or how much like imbalance does Senshi have with it?
いや、
Good question, John. Good
ち
question.
ょうど種が根を張り土が動いてもこぼれない頃に。
Aww.
ゴーレムに愛情を持って接しているんだな。すごいな。こうやって戦士は暮らしてきたのか。辛くはなかったのか。
好きでやっていることだ。何も辛くはない。こんなものだろう。さあ、労働の対価をいただこうではないか。
Oh.
綺麗な色。
俺も皮むきがうまくなったもんだ。
本当にこんな大きさでいいのか。
いい。
Dude, my man over here making some good
私や
soup.
るよ。
Good
日金
soup.
でつけるからいい。
いつもそうやってつけるけど、魔法の方が早いのに。ゴーレムは便利だって喜んでたじゃん。
何かを手軽に済ませると何かが鈍る。便利と安易は違う。お前のやり方では店の野菜を買うのと変わらん。
Sure.
バジリスクベーコンもこれで最後だ。完成じゃ。
Alright, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. I'd probably take a bite. Senshi seems like a caring father in more than one ways, right? Because the way that he's treating this group and the way that he's making sure that they're fed. Dude, what a good fucking father figure. But aside from that, sorry, this is why I'm saying I'm fucking Senshi pilled. I don't give a fuck. You can come after me. I love Laos, right? I love Chad Chuck right now, right? Marcel as well. But I am Senshi pilled all the fucking way, man. As we're looking at this, it's making me wonder, how much magic does Marcel have? Not into cooked veggies like carrots or raw ones, so. How much magic does Marcel have? And it's making me wonder, does, like, Senshi want Marcel to just reserve that magic for when it actually needs to be used? A decent amount. So what happens when someone uses all their magic? And, like, I wonder if the show's ever going to explore any elements like this. I'm shooting shit in the dark because I'm already thinking, like, you know, I got to start coming up with, like, strategic plans if something like that were to happen, right? Like, specifically to do with an environment like this, right? They wanted to use the magic on the lower floors. Right. But what happens if you were to use all of that magic up and say that, like, she's out of commission, right? Or it takes a long time for her to come back into commission. Like, what would happen in an environment like that? Can it be deadly? Those are the main questions to go ahead and ask, right? And that's where it's starting to come in. It's like, why is Senshi so adamant about certain things like this? Yes, there might be some things against elves. I don't fucking doubt it, right? But at the same time, right, what does that come in if they were to go ahead and deplete themselves and be on death's door? Senshi feels like a chill uncle. 100%.
何かが味に影響してるのかも。
やめて。あるこうがわめこうがあれは畑なの。
そういえばゴーレムは 99% が土なんだろ。残り 1% は何なんだ。
秘密。
Fertilizer?
腹いっぱいだ。いっぱい食べたら眠くなってきた。
休んでいてもいい。わしは少しやっておきたいことがある。
片付け。
ちと便所へ。
この辺りのトイレってすごくちゃんとしてるよね。適当に穴を掘っただけって感じじゃなくて。
迷宮内の人通りが多い場所では用を足す場所が決めてある。
Look at that. That's so nice. That's so fucking
花
nice.
なんか飾ってあったりして、まめな人がいるもんだね。ん？戦士！
なんだ。
He made sure that people were comfortable. comfortable and they could relieve. Hey, you want a fucking Chad, brother? Senshi took care of this whole fucking floor, man. Made sure that everyone could relieve themselves comfortably. And he gets his fucking, his compost ready. Oh, dude, that's some golden shit. That is some golden shit, man. Oh, yeah. He cleaned up their dungeon mess. Oh, well, I guess past that, it's kind of funny, but I guess I gotta ask, right? Especially as you venture down lower, I'm assuming that it gets more and more dangerous. How does, I hate to ask it this way, but how do we keep the dungeon from absolutely rotting or absolutely smelling like funk? That's the remaining 1% in the golems. It makes sense.
何してんの？
便所の糞尿を汲み取って声壺に運んでいる。
食った直後にできるのすごいな。
ここでは大事な肥料の一つだ。
じゃあ野菜にも。
マルシル、その辺は地上でも同じだろ。
It's the same thing, yeah.
なんかやだ。
どうして戦士はここまで迷宮での生活にこだわるんだ。自給自足なら地上でもできるだろう。外で畑を耕し狩りをする方が楽だと思うことはないのか。
そうなれば他に誰が迷宮の便所を管理するのだ。
That sounds like a trauma response. Particularly, this sounds like a trauma response that comes from someone that was essentially. I don't fucking know, right? Again, it's been a hot minute since we've seen episode 1, and it just won the poll. But this exactly sounds like a trauma response from someone that was more than likely traumatized as a kid or as a child, right? Developmentally speaking. Let's look at this real quick. And this comes from giving yourself roles that aren't really necessary, right? Who else would go ahead and keep the dungeons cleared? It's is that really what you want to make yourself known as or be happy about? So my question for you is, does Senshi have a childhood trauma? And by childhood, I don't necessarily mean human ages, but could be for dwarf ages, I guess, having a childhood trauma. For him to respond this way where he's not comfortable going outside, but for him it's I'm going to assign myself a role to keep myself in this dungeon. So let's look at this. Where do you think he would fit? Where do you think this childhood trauma would fit according to human developmental milestones that this would come in for, right? How would developmental stages come into play for longer or shorter races? It's the same thing. You would just have to go ahead and adjust it accordingly, right? So for example, I guess my big aspect of self comes in over probably what would probably be not really know yet. It's all you're cooking from here on. I'm going to say from 3 to 11 or 3 to 18. It's probably in this range where trauma was associated with. Am I good or bad, right? And the only reason why is look at the outcome. Children need to begin asserting control and power over their environment. Success in this state leads to a sense of purpose. Children who result in exert too much power experience disapproval, resulting in a sense of guilt. If there's any form of trauma in here, all of a sudden it's guilt if you're not able to go ahead and keep your environment in control and power. It could be school age. Children need to cope with new social and academic demands. Success leads to a sense of competence, while failure leads to feelings of inferiority. Can he adapt socially outside and be comfortable out there? There's so much good. Does his current self even apply to any of this? It seems in relationship to others, and he is alone in the dungeon. Well, Mickey, here's the thing, though. Is he a loner by choice, or is he a loner because it's more comfortable for him? And if it's more comfortable for him, then comes in my question. Is it normal introversy, or is it because of trauma? And if it's because of trauma, where does he fit in here? That is the main question through this, right? Intimacy versus isolation, I don't think it's that. I really think it's between 3 to 18 in what would be considered human age years. I don't know what that would transition over to dwarf years, right? But more than likely, teens need to develop a sense of personal identity. Success leads to availability to. He's met this one because we all know him as he is. But I have a feeling nobody does this. Nobody talks like this. Unless you've been traumatized at a younger age, right? So, he did latch onto Laios in his group quickly, so I doubt it's by
なら
choice.
地上でもできるだろう。外で畑を耕し狩りをする方が楽だと思うことはないのか。
そうなれば他
Think about it. He has given himself a role in this dungeon. He has given himself a role in this dungeon. Who also maintained the toilets? When nobody else cares. Oof. My heart is breaking. My heart is fucking breaking. Because now it's all of a sudden like, what kind of fucked up shit has Senshi been through?
に誰が迷宮の便所を管理するのだ。誰が便所に落ちたゾンビを取り除く。誰が倒れたゴーレムを起こしてやれる。昔は10体以上いたゴーレムも今や3体だ。ゴーレムがいなくなれば開花の魔物がここまで上がってくる。その魔物に追いやられた魔物は別の場所へ入り込んでしまう。それがまた別の魔物を。こうなるともはやここは別の場所だ。歩くことも狩りもままならん。ダンジョンも畑も一緒だ。ほったらかして恵みを享受することはできん。何よりここで育ったものを食べ、自らもダンジョンに分け与える。そうして暮らしていると、ようやくこの迷宮の中に入れたように思える。それが嬉しい。
でもそれじゃあ俺たちのためにここを離れて大丈夫なのか。この一帯が荒れてしまっては。
気にするな。一月二月留守にする程度ゴーレムたちが何とかしてくれる。それにお前たちが栄養不足で死んでは目覚めも悪い。すぐ
Senshi!
に支度を済ませる。
戦士はすごいな。
どうすんの？
What a fucking goat, man. What a fucking goat. Senshi understands the fucking ecosystem and how to like work around it. Truly a fucking goat character, dude.
この野菜。
いつもは物々交換に
Right, red betting, 100%.
販売所を建てて売る。
It wouldn't be his fault, but yet he feels responsible for it. Also, why does he care so much about food? This is a genuine question. Why does he care so much about food? Is his trauma food related? Because here's the thing. Oftentimes, we often see a lot of like our traumas pump up through adulthood and us trying to go and take care of certain situations or things from it, right? Whether it's relationships, whether it's food, whether it's malnutrition, whether it's trauma from physical, whatnot. Is Senshi's food and his care so much about the food ecosystem and malnutrition and so many things due to some food-related trauma, chat? It has to be. It has to be, right? Because it would make sense for his character. And Coughme comes in with the fucking rat. No! No! Well, that's the thing, Mickey. It's like, we reflect back on our own grandparents, right? And oftentimes, we see this whole aspect of food-related trauma. For example, my grandparents really, for a good period of time, they were really low on food to the point where when they finally start getting food, they started overcompensating for the amount of food that they served, right? And made sure that became sort of like, I hate to put it this way, a generational trauma, right? Because my mom, for example, I love her to death, but she overfeeds us and she's like, because we never know when the next meal might come and we got to make sure that you're okay and so on and so forth, right? And it just passes down generationally speaking. Like food-related traumas are a very real thing. Yeah, mine had very little to eat during World War II and the decade after it. 100%, but people often push it off to the side, right? And that's the interesting thing. Like like we have to take a look at everything, like generational trauma, relational trauma, and 1,001 things.
無人販売所。
金は宝箱に入れてもらう方式にしたんだが、いつも金を盗まれるのでやめた。
Senshi! Oh, he had like a community food thing and people would just steal it. Ah! All right, guys, I'm starting a fucking team together. We're about to go over there and put up some fucking cameras and beat the fuck out of whoever steals Senshi's food. Not cool, dude. They kept stealing it.
ど
Oh.
うりであの宝箱いつも金が入ってたんだ。
物々交換ってこの辺りでしてるのか？
もう少し下の階層に得意先がいるが、今言っても応じてもらえんだろう。畑を遊ばせておくのもなんだったので収穫したが、不要なら捨てていい。
ダメだよ、食べ物は大事にしなくちゃ。あんなに苦労して育ててこんなツヤツヤで美味しいのに。
超乾いて
Oh.
る。じゃあやっぱりこの辺りで物々交換しておかないとな。この辺りか。宝箱いつも金が入ってたんだ。
Always had money in it. I backed it up because I had a question.
もらう方式
No! No!
のでやめた。
どうりであの宝箱いつも金
I guess we're going after them, brothers. We're going after them. I'm like, we'll beat them up, brothers. Ah! We'll have the American fucking eagle coming after
入っ
them.
てたんだ。
物々交換ってこの辺りでしてるのか？
もう少し下の階層に
He has customers on a lower floor. Do you mean adventurers or what do you mean? Senshi, that's a very interesting way of... Senshi, what do you mean by customers? Do you mean other adventurers or what are we talking about here, Senshi? Senshi. Senshi. What do we mean by this? What do we mean by this? Hold on.
得意
Jobs.
先がいるが、今言っても応じてもらえんだろう。畑を遊ばせておくのもなんだったので収穫したが、不要なら捨てていい。
ダメだよ、食べ物は大事にしなくちゃ。あんなに苦労して育ててこんなツヤツヤで美味しいのに。
情が湧いてる。
Oh.
じゃあやっぱりこの辺りで物々交換しておかないとな。この辺りか。
迷宮内にも商人がいる。
Okay. It's a little creepy, but alright.
その客の多くは冒険者や地上に戻れぬゆえんを持つ者たちである。
ようこそお客様。本日はお泊まりかお食事で。
I love how creepy he looks. He looks like the fucking the mask seller from from Majora's Mask. You know, like that's so oof. Also for
取
reasons.
引だ。
それはそれは。それで一体何を。
Thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it, man.
待て、話くらい。
取引なら金持ってきな。わかるか、金だよ、金。丸くてピカピカキンキラな。
Oh.
宝石に変えてほしいわけじゃない。ここにも厨房があるだろう。食材を。
これだって丸くてピカピカ。
この人参を調理人に見せてみろ。きっと料理したがる。
誰がそんな気色の悪いもの食うか。
Oh no.
食べ物を粗末にすると罰が当たるんだから。
Oh no. I thought Senshi was gonna lose his shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? They just came out of nowhere, brother. Hold on. It's a fucking bar fight here.
武器を持った者から殺せ。一人として生かしておくな。
Things went 0 to 100.
多くはもっと深い階層にいるはずじゃ。
そんなことより早く逃げ。
待て。どうしてお前がこんなところに。
No, his fucking customers. Don't tell me my man's fucking cross training towards like. Hey, he's gotta make bank somehow. He's gotta fucking make bank somehow, right? You're right. Oh shit, rough neighborhood. Am I right?
天使それはこちらも聞きたいこいつらはお前の知り合いか
That's so fucking good
お
though.
前が人間やエルフとつるむとはな
得意先ってひょっとして
彼らのことだ
どうせそんなこったろうと思ってたが、オークか。せいぜいゴブリンだと。
俺はコボルトだと思ってた。
Kobolds.
赤い竜が出た以前ならめっ
Ah,
たに
thanks so much for the
姿を
sub. I
見
appreciate it,
せなかった
Elite.
赤い竜がここしばらく
Thank you, man. I
我々の
appreciate
集
it.
落の近くに現れるようになった集落には戦えない者もいる、一時的な避難としてこの階層までやってきた
赤い竜ってまさか。
その竜、どのあたりで見た？
お前らに我らの集落の場所を教えろと断る。お頭、中は片付いた。よーし、使えそうなものは全て運び出せ。なんだこりゃ。腐った土か。
Ugh.
それはお前が作った農作物だな。見て
Isn't it meant to be
物入
sleeping?
りでね。
True.
よければそれを分けてほしい。物々交換か。ならばこちらは。いや、言っただろう。今我々には余裕がない。共にこんなことを頼むのは心苦しいが、その荷物をすべて差し出してもらえないか。
戦士。
Oh.
かった。それはよかった。だがその代わり一つ頼みがある。今晩はお前たちの宿に泊めてくれ。
は？
それさえ叶えば命でも野菜でもおとなしく捧げよう。それからそこのそれは腐敗ではなく発酵だ。必ず持って帰れ。
なんであんなことを。武器没収されちゃった。
What a fucking goat. But also, if the red dragon isn't sleeping, doesn't that mean that it's walking around and eating more shit? Genuine question. If the red dragon isn't sleeping, that means it's getting up, it's walking around, it's probably eating more shit. Doesn't that mean it's digesting things quicker as well? By that logic, right? Like, even if it was sleeping, it'd still be fucking digesting, but if it's eating more shit to go ahead and bring it in, it means it's wow, my fucking English is bad today. Sorry, I was talking Spanish all morning with my mom. That means it's probably just like, you know, digesting things quickly. Ayatofu, thanks so much for the sub, appreciate it. Wogas, thanks so much for the sub, appreciate it. Oh, it's because Elite, thanks, gave out 5 community subs. You go, guys, drop some Doritos for Elite here, for literally gifting out 5 subs here. Elite, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You goat. You absolute goat. Giga Chad gifter. Thank you. Appreciate it.
奴らの野営地の場所を知ったら二度と地上は
Thank you so much, man.
何
You're
か
the
考
best.
えがあってのことなんだよな。
先ほどわしが多くに持っていくように伝えた瓶、あれは酵母で作られたパンダネだ。そしてあの厨房にあった小麦粉を多くたちは持っている。つまりパンが作れる。
考えがあるわけじゃないのか。
あいつも静かにしろ。
Oh.
野蛮な顔なの？
I guess we're finally going to be able to break bread, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally going to be able to break bread, ladies and gentlemen.
この檻の中に入ってろ。
父ちゃん帰ってきた。
Oh.
今日の食材は俺たちだなんてオチじゃないよな。
あのパンダネはどこへやった？あれの使い方がわからないのでは宝の持ち腐れだ。よこせ。パンを作ってやる。
I'll make you bread. Senshi, oh no! Senshi starts turning like a dog. I'm fucking dying. What the fuck is this, bro?
パンを作ってやる。パ パンパンパンパンパンパン
Oh,
強力粉、塩、砂糖、パンダネと水を混ぜ
that's so
こねる
good.
塊になるまで混ぜてくれ。
泥遊びしてるの？
歴史の勉強をしようか。我々がまだ地中ではなく地上で暮らしていた頃の話だ。そこにいるエルフや人間どもは我々の仲間をたくさん殺して領土を奪った。
I mean,
多くだって他の種族をたくさん殺したじゃない。
何？ここでオリーブオイルを加える。
地上を追われた我々は放浪の末地中に居場所を見出し、しばらくは平穏が続いた。奴らに再び見つかるまでは
生地の端を持って叩きつけるようにこねる。
but yet they're
奴らは地中
friendly
に
with
油を流し
Senshi.
火をつけた。
それはあなたたちが他種族の村から略奪を繰り返したからでしょ。
そうしなくては生きていけなかった。
地中で暮らす前からそういうスタイルだったせいでしょ。追いやられたのは。
やめとけってマルシル。それくらいに。
黙れハグウッド。
もっと力を入れてく
Senshi.
地上を追われ地中に逃れようやくたどり着いた迷宮でさえお前たちは奪おうとする。
先に発見したのは上の村の人たちだし。
Yeah.
全部まで潜ってきたのは我々が先だ。
それを言い出したらその辺歩いてるゾンビの方が。
きれいに伸びるようになったら一次発酵だ。2倍ほどに膨らんだら均一に分断して形を整える。
Twitter if they touch
ず
grass.
っと黙っているがトールマン、お前はどう考えているのだ。この迷宮を作り上げた狂乱の魔術師を倒せばこの城の全てが手に入るらしいな。
We'll
お
gain
前
this.
はなぜ迷宮の深部を目指している。国を手に入れた時お前はどうする。
So, and I think this is critical, right? Whenever, and some people might not like this, whenever you're having like an actual communication issue or an issue that you need to resolve, right? Number one, it's best to go and have it with that person in private, right? But number two, like let's say that like you were in a group setting, therapy while doing something artistic, making food. For example, right now, you guys might not know this, but I have a whole group therapy that goes over like life skills, that goes over whatnot. And sometimes some of the topics that they're touching on is not necessarily the best. I have a group therapy that's just on cooking, literally just on cooking. And so they cook and they're touching on some themes, right, that they get to eat and share amongst themselves. And they get to touch on themes that like might not necessarily be the most comfortable thing out there, right? Or they might be in full-on argument mode while they're cooking and whatnot. But it leaves all that rage there, and they don't take it home with them. The majority of the times, it's been like a lifesaver for a lot of people, where they're able to go ahead and put their hands to use, where they're able to go ahead and do something productive to let out or vent out a majority of that steam. Which is why I feel like Twitter needs to go ahead and touch grass a little bit more. But aside from that, it's like people need to go ahead and find something that makes them feel useful, right? Yeah.
そういう話は知っているが
If they slayed the evil in the dungeon, and it makes sense.
聞いて呆れる。冒険者というのはこんなやつばかりだ。膝に稼ぎ、腕試し、私利私欲のバカばかり。お前のような者がこの城を手に入れたらと思うと身の毛がよだつ。だから我々は地上の者を見かけ次第殺す。
へりくつだ。なら
Except for
あなたたちも
Senshi?
王座に挑戦すればいい。それとも多くは奪うことしかできない。
Anybody that we find from the surface, they kill. Elite, thank you so much. You're an absolute go. I adore you. Thank you for all the subs, by the way. Why was Senshi not killed then? Anybody we find from the surface.
だから我々は地上の者を見かけ次第殺
Has Senshi only been here for 10 years, or has he been here longer? All of a sudden, my question meter is going fucking off. Has Senshi been in this dungeon longer than the orcs have been in here? The mystery of Senshi is even fucking like it's growing even more, man. Just to say it's because he gave them veggies? I mean, it can be, but like the other theoretical reason is the wording that they're using. That's why we kill anyone from the surface we can find. What if Senshi's not from the surface, though? He's also very friendly and neutral. He is very friendly and neutral. He is very friendly and neutral. Natural farmer Riz.
へりくつだ。ならあなたたちも王座に挑戦すればいい。それとも多くは奪うことしかできないの。
威勢だけはいいやつだな。気に入った。お前は生きたまま火に投げ込んでやる。
ほら、そうやってバカに訴える。
二次発酵。しっかり膨らんだら弱火で片面ずつ焼いて
Dang.
少し蒸らし蓋を開ければパンの完成じゃ。
Yo, that actually looks pretty bomb.
どれ味見を。
That looks really
その
good.
パンは我々のものだ。お前たちには与えない。
え？
パンを作りたいと言ったから作らせたが、それをどうするかは我々の自由だ。
父ちゃん、みんなで作ったのにあの人たちは食べられないの？
Dang! Dang!
パンだけでは食事にならないからね。主食、主菜、副菜とバランスよく食べてこその食事。お父さんは他のおかずができるまで待ちなさいと言ってるの。
おい、勝手に。
そうそう、野菜の代わりに一晩の宿をもてなしてもらえる約束なのだ。父上は約束を互いの男だ。
おい、何が適当な飯を振る舞ってやれ。俺、できたぞ。
Hey, yo!
食え。
いただきます。
うまっ。ピリ辛で美味しい。
Noted. Marcel can't handle spicy food. All Mexican food out the window. Any type of good curry out the window, unless it's tame. Are the orcs Mexican? Sí, señor. Vamos a hacer tacos. They made tortillas right there, brother. They fucking flipped the tortillas together. It's all good.
天使のキャベツ煮と同じ食材なのに全然違う料理になってる。奪うことしかできないなんて言ったけど。
Dude, that's such an adorable little blush on her.
なぜ迷宮の深部を目指すのかという話だが、妹がレッドドラゴンに食われたんだ。それでその理由を追っている。場所を教えてもらえれば俺たちがレッドドラゴンを倒す。あなたたちの集落には一切関与しない。約束する。
See this look? It's called the acoustic look. No, I'm kidding. I really want to do a Radzar in Laos. I'm not even kidding, man. Or maybe an ASRS or ARSR, right? The autism spectrum like self-diagnosis test. That would be really fucking interesting on Laos. I'm 100%. 100%. The more that we're getting into this, and the more that we're starting to see more of a circumscribed interest specific to do with like any type of food, it's oof, oof. Look with a touch of tism.
おい、地図を持ってこい。ここから2階層下、西居住区のあたりで見たのが最後だ。
ありがとう。
That they just killed everyone in the tavern, right?
これからはこの迷宮を手に入れるということをよく考えながら探索しよ
う。へっ、多くに捕まってパンを作るようなやつが王になるとは思えんがな。まあ、頑張れよ。
すごく美味しい。 そのキャベツゴーレムの背中で育ったキャベツなんだよ。
意見は違えど腹が減るのは皆同じ。
Cabbage! Whoa! Whoa!
ダンジョン飯。
It's still delicious in dungeon. I'll give you guys my full thoughts. Let's jam out. Breaking bread literally saves lives, man. Freezy, I just saw your message on general. Oh. Okay. Wow. Great fucking episode, ladies and gentlemen. Really, really good fucking episode. It really feels like, fuck, we're really trucking along, guys. We're really trucking along. Analyzing the ending. No analyzing the ending. No. I don't have the lyrics. And aside from that, it's good artwork. But one of the main things that I want to go ahead and highlight is like we're really trucking along. We're about to hit episode 5. Think about it, guys. We went from not touching episode, like we only did episode 1, to now all the way up to episode 5 in like a day. That's pretty good. Pretty good. That's one stream. We did DN Costa. It's up on YouTube. It should also be published here soon. Really good fucking episode. I'm really curious how this is gonna evolve. I feel like there's a lot of themes, and I sort of wonder for you guys. I feel like this is going to get very serious, very real. For you guys, when did this start getting serious? Like, when did this show actually start coming out as, like, darker than what you might have thought it was? Because I'm looking at this, and it feels as though there's a lot more themes in here. There's a lot of, like, dark elements, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how else to put it, but it looks like it feels like there's a lot of dark elements. Anyway. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, especially on YouTube, leave a comment, like, subscribe, that whole ordeal. Come and join us every Sunday, Dungeon Meshi Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, I'm going to leave you guys be. Leave a like, comment, subscribe.